just got engaged and moved into our apartment in Huntington Beach and decided we were ready to get a dog together. So started looking around, Craigslist, decided to go check out the puppies and ended up picking Timber out of the litter.
Come on. Come. Come.
People should be training their dogs, so I mean that was kind of the first thing we did was start to train Timber with his treats and make him get all the basic sit, stay, come.
Yeah, but he was triggered by food.
Yeah, but that was a little bit later.
Yeah.
That wasn't like when he was a puppy when we first got him, when we started training, but
he would isolate himself in our house though a little bit in the corners.
Yeah, I mean he was doing that when we picked him out of the litter. He was exploring all over the house, not really like engaged with even before we picked him as we picked him out of the litter. So.
Yeah. So he was Border Collie Pit Bull Husky. Half Husky, half Border Collie Pit Bull. And those breeds are very like high drive, or like the herding dogs, like the Border Collie can sometimes tend to be aggressive because they're like pack oriented and want to like guard, and they have those instincts. And same thing with a pit bull, and then huskies are very independent, so they kind of like their space. They like
also strong-headed.
Yeah, they're strong-headed. So mixing all those breeds you could have an aggressive dog. Yeah. I think your parents had moved, and so you didn't have a dog. Our dog had passed away in my family, so we were very like dog deprived too. Like we were so used to always having a dog in our life that we were just excited to be able to have our own apartment and be able to have a dog of our own.
Yeah, so the first couple incidents that started drawing our attention, probably at the dog park first. We'd take him to the dog park a lot, and originally he was pretty good at socializing with other dogs and playing, and then as he started growing up, around maybe 6 months, or other dogs at the dog park he just wouldn't get along with and would get really aggressive with them, and then it was also around that time that coming home he would get defensive over food and toys, and it was almost like he was bipolar. It seemed,
Yeah. Some days he was totally happy in the house and didn't have any weird looks at us.
Triggers
And then other days he would just be like in a mood. Stop. He would just flip a switch out of nowhere, and it was really hard to retrain him. And even the trainer said, like, this is one of the most aggressive dogs that I've had.
Yeah.
He did tell us that. When we were seeing the dog trainer in Bend, he said, even if we work through this and try to retrain his mind to not have these trigger moments, there could just be one moment. All it takes is one moment for him to regress.
I was hand feeding him, and so he's eating out of this hand, and I just bring this hand over, to the side of my other hand, and he latched onto this hand and just did one of those death shakes in his mouth, all gripped down really hard. And so at that point, when you have your own dog snapping at your hand, biting at you, you went to 2 trainers, spending hundreds of dollars a month trying to train it out of him, and then I guess the decision to euthanize him was a better option than surrendering to him a pound. Just being upset, being sad to see him go, because he did have a lot of good